Have you ever walked straight into a trap with your eyes wide open, thinking you just scored the deal of a lifetime? Yeah, me too. And let me tell you, if you ever see 3 pickup trucks blocking your gate the first day you try to move into your dream home, you might want to put that. Welcome, Matt, back in the car. My name's Frank Johnson, and this is how I lost, and then won everything I'd ever worked for. Here's how it started. Picture a narrow dirt road, pine trees brushing against the windows, a lake so quiet you could hear fish jumping at sunrise. That was my future, or so I thought. After a divorce that pretty much split me like a log, half my money, half my pride, this place was supposed to be my second act. A bankrupt lakeside ranch, 47 acres, a farmhouse that needed more help than I did, but still, hope. I spent months double-checking the title tax record zoning laws. By the time the auction closed, I knew that land better than I knew my own birthday. Every dollar I'd saved, 183 grand, went into that ranch. Didn't even blink. I had my deed notarized and stamped sitting right in my glove compartment. So day one, I pull up full of that nervous hope you only get when you're trying to start over. But there's a roadblock. 3 pickups nose to nose like some kind of low-budget standoff. Magnetic signs slapped on the doors, Lakeview Estates HOA official business. That's a red flag if you've ever seen one. Real HOAs don't usually need pickup trucks and Comic Sans logos, but hey, maybe it's a local thing. Out steps a woman, mid-50s, sharp jaw hair pulled back so tight it must have ached. Navy vest with a name tag, Christine Gray, HOA president. She had a clipboard, but what she really had was attitude. 2 others flanked her. A guy built like a linebacker, shaved head, Greg Nolan enforcement. Right. The other, Evelyn Watson, secretary. If you're hearing the Mission Impossible music right now, you're not far off. Christine doesn't bother with pleasantries. Are you the individual who purchased the Morrison property at auction? No handshake, no smile. I tell her, yeah, name's Frank Johnson. I've got the deed right here if you want to see it. She actually rolls her eyes. The deed is irrelevant, she says, like she's handing out parking tickets. This property's under HOA jurisdiction. The previous owner owed $47,000 in assessments. There's a lien. Until it's paid, you can't take possession. Let me just say, confiscate is not a word any real estate lawyer uses. Cops confiscate drugs. HOAs foreclose. You pick up enough of these little clues and pretty soon you're building a puzzle. I asked to see their documentation. Where's the lien recorded? Which county? Christine glances at her clipboard like she's checking the weather. You'll receive everything by email within the hour. But if the balance isn't paid in 48 hours, the HOA will seize the property. Greg, the enforcement guy, moves up, plants his feet between me and the gate. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I remind him this is my property. He shrugs. Take it up with the county. But right now you're on HOA-managed land and you're not authorized to be here. I try to snap a photo, but Evelyn blocks my camera. No photographs. This is a private HOA matter. They're not nervous. If anything, they look bored, like this is Tuesday for them. Christine finally says, once the debt's cleared, you'll get a certificate of compliance. But our annual assessments are $12,000 plus dock, road, and security fees. This is an expensive neighborhood, Mr. Johnson. Make sure you can afford it. Let's do the math. $47,000 up front, $12 grand a year plus fees. These folks aren't after back dues. They're building themselves a little pipeline. I drive away, hands tight on the wheel. In the mirror, I see Christine on her phone grinning. Greg and Evelyn are laughing. They don't even care that I'm watching. The Comic Sans logo, the word confiscate, the fake enforcement title, blocking my camera. Refusing documents, all of it screamed scam. But here's the thing, if Christine was right, my title company screwed up big time. If she was wrong, I was being hustled and I was their mark. That night, I check into a motel, crack open my laptop. Email from Christine right on time. 3 attachments. Notice of lien demand letter excerpt from the HOA bylaws. I read them all. No county stamps, no file numbers, just a lot of legalese and a seal you could cook up on Photoshop. The attorney, Raymond Voss, doesn't show up on the State Bar website. His letterhead points to a P.O. box in a strip mall. His bank account, not HOA, but some LLC. My title company's closed for the night, but I leave a message. If they missed a lien, they owe me. If not, Christine's bluffing. Then the twist. There's a forum post from 3 years ago. Be careful with the HOA near the East Shore. They've swallowed 3 properties in the last 5 years. New owners show up, get hit with fake liens, either pay or get forced out. There's 2 replies, one's deleted. Someone got silenced. Suddenly, I see it. They target auction buyers, out-of-towners, people with no connections. They profile you. They've done this before. That night, I can't sleep. I've got 41 hours to prove I own my home. I'm angry, angrier than I've been in years. But the anger is sharp. I start pulling threads. The bylaws are dated 2 years before the subdivision even existed. You can't write the rules for a neighborhood that isn't there yet. That's not a mistake, that's a forgery. Morning comes, and I'm at the county recorder's office when the doors open. The clerk pulls records, shows me the plat map, the subdivision, my parcel. Morrison Ranch predates the subdivision by 40 years, not part of the HOA. No lines recorded, nothing. I pay for certified copies. My case is getting thicker than Christine's makeup. I call my title insurance company. They confirm it, no liens, no encumbrances, no HOA covenants. Now I'm holding a full house and Christine's playing Go Fish. I dig deeper. The HOA's not in good standing with the state. Christine's the registered agent. That fake attorney, he's been listed as legal consultant for years. The same 4 names pop up on every shady action. It's a tight crew built on one bet that people don't question authority. People just pay and make the problem go away. But not everyone. I find Elena Ruiz, her story matches mine. She bought a lake cabin at auction. Christine and her crew swooped in, threatened her, extorted $31,000 and forced her out. She kept every email, every receipt. She points me to Howard Finch. Howard got hit for 19 grand, hired a lawyer, tried to fight, but was told to settle. Christine's group bought his property through a shell company. But Elena and Howard, now they're mad. I collect all their documents, add them to my folder. The pattern's clear as day. That's when the scare tactics start. Greg Nolan parks his truck outside the coffee shop, just sits and watches me through the window. I get a photo slipped under my motel door, me and Elena at the diner taken from the parking lot. Back of the photo, mind your own business. Last warning. My hands are steady, but there's ice in my stomach. They're watching me, but I'm not backing down. I add witness intimidation to my evidence file. Then the smear campaign. Someone posts my picture on the local forum. Beware out-of-town scammer. They've got photos of me at the county office, the coffee shop, the diner. My side of the story gets deleted. My account suspended. The motel manager asks me to leave because guests don't feel safe. Christine's running a textbook play, isolate, discredit, destroy. But now I know what it looks like and I know what I have to do. And that's when Derek Murphy finds me, a former treasurer, pushed out before the scheme took off. He's got emails, spreadsheets, the whole operation mapped out. Christine runs the face-to-face, Raymond forges the legal stuff, Greg and Evelyn do muscle and witness duty. They've squeezed at least 7 victims for over $300,000. Derek tried to stop it. Christine told him, keep your mouth shut or you'll find out what happens to whistleblowers. He quit, but he never threw away the evidence. With Derek's file, Elena's records, Howard's research, I build a case thicker than a phone book. I record every call. I email everything to the state attorney general's office, to Elena, to Howard, to everyone who can help if I vanish. I call Christine, play dumb, ask for more time. She adds a $5,000 late fee, farming the debt like it's corn. I record it all. I meet with Deputy Brittany Martin at the sheriff's office. She's skeptical until she sees the spreadsheet of victims, the threatening photo, the fake attorney. Now we're talking fraud, extortion, witness intimidation. She gives me her number, tells me to keep recording. The big day comes. Christine, Greg, Evelyn, and Raymond Voss show up at my gate, just like before, only this time I'm ready. Raymond hands me paperwork, acknowledgement of lien settlement agreement. I ask him to point out on the plat map where my property falls under their CCNRS. He bluffs. It's adjacent, therefore subject to our governance. I press. That's not what the county records show. My land predates your subdivision. Raymond tries to intimidate me, says paperwork doesn't matter when the community believes us. I ask quietly, so you know my property isn't in your HOA, but you're demanding payment anyway. His smile dies. Christine jumps in, backpedaling, but I've got it all on tape. I press the button on my radio. Out of nowhere, sheriff's cruisers roll up. Deputy Martin and Sheriff Caldwell walk over calm as sunrise. We've received a complaint regarding fraud, extortion, and impersonation of legal counsel. Everybody stay put. I hand them my evidence. Caldwell asks Raymond, "Are you a licensed attorney?" Raymond dodges but finally says no. Miranda writes, handcuffs, Christine shrieking about harassment, Evelyn crying, Greg stone-faced. Raymond, face twisted, whispers to me, "You think you've won. You have no idea who else is involved." They drive away in the back of a cruiser, 4 fraudsters who picked the wrong guy this time. The days that follow feel like surfacing after being underwater. Christine, Raymond, Greg and Evelyn. No bail, organized fraud charges. The AG's office opens an official investigation. The same forums that attacked me now post retractions. The motel manager offers a free week. I decline. I just want my name back. Elena Howard and others are being contacted for restitution. Derek's evidence ties it all together. For the first time in months, I feel like justice is real. But then the twist that nobody saw coming. The AG's investigator calls $90,000 of the stolen money went to a shell company in another state. Someone else is pulling strings behind the curtain, maybe at the county, maybe someone feeding Christine and Raymond the foreclosure info, the auction lists. The 4 people in custody were the face of it, but the real boss is still out there watching. That night I sit on my porch finally watching the sun sink behind the lake, the water turning gold and then purple, thinking about what Raymond said. Maybe he wasn't just bluffing. The war's not over, not until whoever's at the top pays too. Here's what I learned: justice is messy. Truth isn't always loud enough to be heard over a mob. And sometimes to save your own life, you've got to be the last one standing, holding the evidence no one wants to see. People will believe anything if it's delivered with enough confidence and a clipboard. But if you pull every thread, sooner or later the whole sweater unravels. I got my land back. My name too. The system worked for once. But somewhere out there, someone's counting the money they stole, waiting for the dust to settle. So I lock my door at night now. I keep my phone close. Maybe that's paranoia, maybe it's just experience. Tell me, do you think real justice exists, or is it just about who controls the story? Have you ever been caught in the crosshairs of power, forced to fight for what was already yours? Drop your story below. Let's talk about justice and what it really means.